What is going on, y'all? This is your boy Kale coming to you with another game analysis. This one is on game 3 of between the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. A tightly competitive game throughout. Oklahoma City gets the W, 115 to 113. The story of the game: Oklahoma City supporting cast finally gives Westbrook the help that he needed. Games 1 and 2, the supporting cast for Westbrook, couldn't be found. And I'm talking about Oladipo. I'm talking about Cantor. I'm talking about Adams. Those guys really couldn't do anything for Westbrook in the first 2 games. Westbrook having to pile up those stats and really nothing to show for with 2 losses. But man, did the supporting cast come through tonight and in a big way. But before we get to them, I want to talk about Houston first. Of course, another great game by Houston. Harden with 44 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Great shooting on the night as well. 11 of 21 shooting, 18 of 18 from the free throw line after going 18 of 20 in game 2. Shot only 4 of 12 from the three-point line. We'll get to that a little bit later. But overall, a good game from Harden, on the road, of course, back in OKC where he didn't have the best of send-offs, I should say. Sweet Lou Williams coming off the bench, giving out 22, 9 of 15 shooting, 3 of 4 from downtown. I swear, him and Eric Gordon. Who the hell is the 6th man? Do you split them in half? They're both half of the 6th man, because damn, these dudes is killing it off the bench for Houston. By the way, Gordon only had 12 though. He was only 5 of 11 shooting. He kind of struggled, but he still was able to give some production. Ryan Anderson, who struggled in games 1 and 2 at home, all of a sudden he comes alive on the road. Now, usually the saying goes, role players play better than home. Ryan Anderson, he's done this through the whole year. He plays better on the road. 8 of 14 shooting, 18 points, 6 rebounds. This dude couldn't throw it in the ocean if he was standing right next to the water at home, but he finds a stroke on the road, man. He was 2 of 7 from 3. I think he was good in the first half, but in the second half, I think as the game went on, he had a good first quarter, but as the game went on, I think he kind of forced shots as well. Which kind of led to especially his 3-pointers being in that low percentage. But hey, when you start high, that's what you do. You put up shots. So the shooter's going to shoot. So shoot till you miss, shoot till you make. Hey, it's all right. That's the life of a shooter. That's the high side for Houston. But now we're going to look at the downside for a second. Their center, Clint Capella, I think he averaged 10 points and 9 rebounds during the series. He didn't come through tonight. Only 5 points and 2 rebounds. That's not gonna get it done, man. Of course, a lot of that had to do with the Oklahoma City bigs, Gibson, Adams, and Cantor. Especially going at him defensively. That really Oklahoma City got their low post scoring in, and that really made it tough on Capella. To get those rebounds and stuff. He played some good defense on some shots, in the post by Oklahoma City. But only 2 rebounds, and you're the center. You gotta come up bigger than that, especially in the playoffs. And then Patrick Beverly, dude was averaging 18 points in the series. He was averaging 18 points in the series. I'm wondering where the hell did this offensive explosion come from Patrick Beverly. But only 1 point tonight. Only 1 point. He had 7 rebounds. with only 1 point. And then he fouls out of the game. I think they did a good job at of basically they took a page out of Rocket's book. OKC did. Westbrook with the high screening rolls with Adams and stuff, mostly getting Anderson or Capella, or Nene to guard Westbrook. Kind of took Beverly's defensive prowess out of the game. But he had some tough calls on him as well. Tough foul calls. He fouled out. He had a couple tough calls on him. But he's always animated with the when he goes to the ref asking for why. But yeah, man, Beverly did not have the effect on the game that he had in games 1 and 2, and now that's the biggest thing I see from Houston's side of it. Now on OKC, and of course, can't start with OKC without talking about the man Russell Westbrook. Another triple double, the first dude to have back-to-back triple doubles in the playoffs since Jay Kidd back in 02. Not as many points though, only 32 points tonight. 13 rebounds, 11 assists. Shot 11 of 24 from the field. I mean, here's the problem I have with that. Westbrook, again, I said earlier that they always had the high pick and roll for Westbrook to put him up against the one of the big men, like I said, Nene, Capello, or Anderson for Houston. I mean, my thing is, I think Westbrook settled for way too many jump shots against the big guys. Instead, I thought he needed to attack the rim, attack those guys, get those big guys in foul trouble. I mean, looking at the last two games, when he scored 51 too, I think Westbrook's still settling for too many jump shots. I mean, it's kind of like the story with LeBron James. Those two guys probably two of the most unstoppable dudes in the NBA when they have their full head of steam going straight to the rim. But too many times than not, too many times than they should, they settle for jumpers. Yeah, Westbrook could have shot a lot better from the field and probably would have got maybe even more free throw attempts if he would have just drove it to the bucket. I mean, we're still missing that patented Westbrook poster on somebody. I mean, I'm dying for that. I can't wait for it. Yeah, 14 free throw attempts, made 10. He missed 4 big shots, big free throws down the stretch, almost costing them the game. Yeah, but we'll get to that later. I want to talk about the supporting cast now. That stepped up big time for him. Taj Gibson, the trade, one of the part of the trade deadline pickup from Chicago that sent Payne to Chicago and brought in Gibson and McBuckets. 20 points tonight on 10 of 13 shooting. Most of that was in the paint, but then he had a few of those mid-range jumpers as well, kind of looking like his Chicago days. I mean, that was huge, man, especially in the first half. Dude was killing it. I mean, he gave Westbrook that other guy. Westbrook took it easy tonight. He only shot Westbrook only shot 24 shots. That's because, like I said, Gibson getting it done inside. Like I said, jumpers, posting up Capella and stuff. Throwing him off defensively, and then playing good defense on Harden. The high pick and roll didn't work against Gibson. I think Harden only shot 1 of 5 when guarded by Gibson. That's because he's a little bit smaller and more athletic, than a Cantor or Adams. He even forced a shot clock violation on James Harden when they switched off and he got a piece of the ball. Harden had to turn around and get it back, and then before Harden turned around, the shot clock went off. Yeah, so really the game ball really goes to him. Of course, Westbrook, Westbrook's going to do Westbrook, but without Taj Gibson coming up big tonight, OKC doesn't win this game. And then we get what all OKC fans and all basketball fans were waiting for. A sighting from Victor Oladipo. 12 points, 6 assists. I'm sorry, rebounds, not assists. 5 of 8 shooting, 2 of 3 from downtown. Though these are the type of games that you need Victor Oladipo, that Oklahoma City needs Victor Oladipo to have. You know, like I said, he was only the third leading scorer, but when he's making shots like that, when he's making shots at that consistent rate, like I said, 5 of 8 shooting, that's a plus plus for OKC, man. I mean, I believe that's what can get as if they can get a showing out of that, like if they can get a showing out of Oladipo like that in Game 4, they have a serious chance of tying the series. I mean, not just because of home court either. Andre Robertson had 12 points. Again, he got going early. He was that other guy with Gibson in the first half. Like I said, that took a lot of pressure off of Westbrook. He also had 12.6 assists, 5 of 8 shooting, kind of similar to Oladipo. His defense on Harden was really good. I think he forced a few turnovers, 2 steals, and then he also had 3 blocks as well. I mean, he was stacking the stat book tonight. And then the bench production for Oklahoma City. I mean, all guys that came off the bench had at least 5 points. Alex Abrinas with a really good game for OKC tonight. 8 points off 2 of 5 threes. And then Cantor, who was effective inside. Like I said, another one of those guys effective inside against Capella. He had 10 on 4 of 8 shooting. Like I said, the supporting cast, everyone really stepped up for Westbrook tonight. That was a great sign to see. And of course, like I said, the role players play better at home. And if Westbrook can still do what he does, and they can still get that same production out of the other guys and the bench, they have a chance to tie the series up. Now, I still believe that at the end of the day, Houston will still win at 6 because Houston still has more guys. Beverly had an off game tonight, but we'll see how he bounces back Sunday. I believe. I think Game 4 is Sunday. But let's go to the last few seconds of the game. Like I said, Westbrook 10 of 14 shooting free throws, but all 4 free throws were in the second half, and 3 of them came at the worst possible time and under the last minute. Houston fought back because again, Oklahoma City started off fast, got up to as much as 15 at one point, but Houston kept fighting back. They kept fighting back. They kept fighting back. They tied the game at 111. I think they took the lead for a little bit. Then it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to the end. Like I said, Westbrook misses those free throws. What was it? 4 seconds left. Score is what had ended 115-113. Westbrook misses the layup. Misses the free throw. Harden with a chance to tie. With a chance to tie with a 2-pointer, decides to go for a 3. Good defense by Robinson with a hand in his face. Harden not able to hit the shot, and game ends how it ends. The last 2 shots by Westbrook, I didn't really agree with. I mean, I've always been a fan of. I've always been the guy that likes playing the game. Just play the game. If you down 2, go for a 2. If you down 3, go for a 3. Well, of course, you down 3, go for a 3. But as long as I just hate teams that go for 3 when you're only down 2. I mean, it seems like it's basically saying you don't have any confidence in your team if it goes past this point. I understand trying to win the game, but I just want my team to stay competitive. The more time that goes. I mean, I feel the more time that my team can make winning plays. I don't know where I'm going with this, but like I said, I hate the fact that I hate the thing about going for 3 when you're only down 2. I just believe Harden could have got better shots at the rim, but he decided to take that 3, misses it. they lose a game. But overall, hell of a game. This is the type of game that we expected going into this series. The two MVP candidates. Their supporting cast, who steps up. It all depends on who can step up, what supporting cast can step up for their superstar. And the team that does the supporting cast that steps up for the superstar 4 times wins the series. Obviously, the first 2 games went to Houston because their supporting cast stepped up big. Tonight, it goes to Oklahoma City. I mean, big ups to all those guys, man. Big ups to all those guys. They really got it done for Westbrook tonight. But that's going to wrap this up. OKC gets the W 115-113 over Houston. Houston still has a 2-1 lead. Game 4 is Sunday, I believe. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the game. Subscribe and share. And if you're watching this video, I wish you nothing but positive vibes only. Thank you guys for watching again, and I'm going to see you in the next video.